don't know if anybody's ever been up in an attic in the summer. So I will tell you, we need this here, this is it, yeah. Wow, man, what's a hot take?
Like something that you have a really strong opinion about and other people wouldn't agree with you about it.
Roaches, man. We did not have the palmetto bugs they keep trying to climb. I don't know what that is. They are roaches. For makeup and hair, but I guess I only need makeup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Are we starting right off the bat, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good, thanks. I didn't know we were coming in hot.
Yeah.
Hot drop, right?
Yep.
I feel like I'm in the war zone. All right, I don't know if I picked the right loadout for this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Seen you around. I've never actually met
Yeah,
you.
I'm around, I'm usually known as either good morning guy if you see me in the morning or good afternoon guy if you see me in the afternoon.
So how did you get into teaching?
When I graduated from college with my bio degree, I was working as an electrician. I'm actually also an electrician, still currently. I was working in a scaffold. It's what people stand up to get up high and like paint. What fell when I was working, and I shattered my ankle. So I went through about 3 years of surgeries. They took bone marrow out of my femur and put it in my ankle. It gave me a lot of time to think, and in that time, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to walk again. And I had a couple friends who were teachers, and the goal was, okay, what's going to give me a steady paycheck, health insurance, and I can do even if I can't walk. And teaching came up. And so during those 3 years, I just was like, you know what, I got to do it. And in New York, you have to have a master's degree to teach. So I applied to a master's program. It was 2 years. I did it in a year on crutches, which was horrible.
Yeah.
I'm the same guy, if you're here 2 years ago, that was riding around on a knee scooter with a broken foot. I was trying to go to Colorado, West Coast style, mountains and all that, and the only job offer I got was Sugar Creek Charter School in Charlotte, North Carolina. And so that's what brought me here, and that's what got me into teaching. I never in a million years thought I would be a teacher. It was probably the best thing that could have happened to me. It brought me into a world that I never expected to be in, and it made me understand humans so much more. All the kids I taught, they taught me just as much as I taught them, and it was amazing. I learned about all different cultures. Definitely made me a better person, and I'm so very fortunate because of it. I'm not very good with crying.
Yeah.
And so I remember they had me substitute for 5th grade once, and I had to tell a girl to be quiet. She started crying.
How long have you been teaching?
I think it's my 11th year, 12th.
Oh, wow.
11th or 12th. It's, I think, year 4 at East Mac, and I think I had 8 at Sugar Creek. And I coached 2 sports there. I had coached cross country, and it was just because I knew nothing. I coached baseball. I knew nothing about either one of these things at all. We lost every single game.
Yeah.
It was mind-boggling to go to a place where kids don't have a ride home.
Yeah.
Kids don't have a lunch. Kids don't have another pair of clothes. And so they don't have coaches.
Yeah.
So they were like, so I coached 2 sports. Otherwise they wouldn't have had those sports. All right. And it was also eye-opening because we would go and play against Lincoln Charter and Queens Grant, and they'd have 30 moms with orange slices and tables set up, and we'd be sitting on the grass with just our 6 water bottles, no parents there. And so it was amazing, to see how resilient those children were, even though seemingly had less, but they didn't, because all they needed was each other. I was working probably 14-hour days. I think that school in itself is longer. It's like a 9.5-hour day anyway. So the school goes from 7:15 to 4:30.
Oh, wow.
Just the regular school day. Sports don't start till 4:45. They end at I'd be driving kids home between 9 and 10.
How much sleep did you get?
None.
Yeah. When do you think the age or the time zone you find who your true self is?
It's different for everyone. Unfortunately, there's no right answer. There's no right time. There's a lot of stuff against college right now, with the cost of college, whether it's worth it or not. We get into those spaces where we start to really narrow down in our major. And when you narrow down in your major, you're pretty much surrounded by the kids that are thinking along the same lines as you. So when I started college, I'm in English, I'm in history and all that. I'm just with a bunch of randoms. But once I got to my junior and senior year, the classes got smaller. All the kids in my class were biology majors. They were all into the same stuff I was. And so it definitely allowed my science self to start to really appreciate it, come out and be more comfortable. It's more about understanding where you are and what time, and realizing when is the time to be able to open up and express yourself. And it could be in high school, it could be in college, or unfortunately it might be a little bit longer, but the whole time you just have to realize that whoever you are on the inside, again, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. Even if everybody else says it's wrong, as long as you're not hurting anyone, obviously, it's not wrong. It's okay. And most of the time when everyone's like, oh, you're not normal, you're weird. Well, everybody we look up to that does well, are they normal?
Mm-hmm.
No. Like, we may not use the word weird.
Yeah.
We use the word like exceptional or the GOAT.
Yeah.
But when you're the greatest of all time, you're not like anyone else. They're not normal. So I always wondered why people want to be in the batch of normal. And it's a compliment to me. You call me weird, it's a compliment because that means I'm unique. I think it's a lot of spiritual, a lot of emotional understanding of where you are at the time.
What would you tell high schoolers who are sort of altered from other people's opinions?
That's a tough one. Be yourself in a space you feel safe, but also understand that who you are is not wrong. It just might not be the right time to be able to express that in a comfortable situation. And to realize that if you know who you are on the inside, hold on to that, and also work on surrounding yourself with people that accept it. If your safe space is one other person, it's absolutely okay.
Yeah.
Right? We don't need a fan club. I think it's very difficult because everybody's finding who they are in high school. So even if you think that's who you are at the moment, 6 months later, that might not be who you are because we're all self-conscious, and the social media does not help, obviously.
No, not at
Even with, with adults, the algorithm is too strong.
That reminds me of the saying, you're doing something right if you have people hating on what you're doing.
Absolutely. I'm a very big fan of David Goggins. If anybody knows who David Goggins is, don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done.
Are you a big nature guy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love being out in the woods. I spend a lot of time out in the woods with people and by myself. There's nothing that brings you in yourself and makes you better understand yourself than being outside with no electronics and no one else, right? No one to talk to but yourself and your inner self.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think that is because it's easy for us to either deceive ourselves, or what we do is when we start to hear the truth about ourselves in our own brain, we don't like what we hear. And so we pick up whatever distraction is most closely available. And, we see that it's mostly technology, especially with these days. And what that does is it gives us that dopamine release, which allows us to push those thoughts that we don't like down. But again, as soon as that phone goes down, those thoughts come right back up. And so nature doesn't allow you to escape. And it also brings you, I feel like it can kind of center you with whatever your beliefs are. A lot of the beliefs that people have across the world, those prophets that talk to those deities all started talking to them in nature, whether it was on the mountain or in the woods. It usually started with something in nature. And so I feel, regardless of what you believe, just being out there and being with other natural things brings us closer to like ourselves and where we should be. It has taken me a long time to understand that, that the opinion of other people should not alter those thoughts. And it's, especially when you're younger as a teenager and things like that, we want to fit in. Yeah. And I mean, I went to school for biology. I ended up going into a lot of like the animal classes, like ornithology, so the study of birds, plant morphology, ecology and things like that. And we did a lot of stuff outside. We caught bugs and like did bug pinnings. These are things that I liked in high school, but I just was not brave enough to walk around and be like, hey guys, you want to go catch bugs? And I feel bad about that. It's unfortunate that, that's a lot of times the situations we get in when we're younger, but those opinions from other people, I had to realize, like we were known as the bird nerds in the ornithology class. And, I take that as pride now. Whereas before it would be like a little bit more, I don't want to be called that, but who cares? If you come in my class and I think you see how I teach, it doesn't bother me what people think. And I hope that that's what the students pick up on. I mean, I'll walk around and dance around and do voices and things like that. And it's to show them really it's because life's not always fun, but you can make it fun. Yeah. And so when I walk into my air-conditioned classroom, I like it there.
Yeah.
I like it there.
Staff and students at this time, D lunch, students in D lunch, so the 600 hallway, you need to head to the cafeteria. Teachers walk your students down.
You guys, I'm in 410 if you ever need anything.
Okay.
And then I don't know if you've ever been underneath your house in the crawl space with the cave crickets, the black widows, the spiders, the snakes. It's not fun. Yeah, I don't like The Rock.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go.
I don't really care for The Rock. I made the macaroni and cheese. My nephew helped me make mashed potatoes. We made our apple pie, everything from scratch. We don't do anything. We don't do anything from boxes over here.
Yep.
I don't know what it is about the roaches, man. They bother me. Like I can pick up a spider and all that stuff, and it doesn't. Roaches. When that like softball-sized things started flying through my house. I didn't even know they could fly. The roaches are not a fan.